Right now, millions of crypto holders are making one fatal mistake that has destroyed portfolios in every bull run. But this time, I think it's gotten even worse because so much has changed from previous cycles. Now, this isn't something to ignore because even if we do get a euphoric blow off top, it's only going to be amplified with the damage you could be already doing to your portfolio right now. So stick around. I'm going to spend the time to prove to you why you might be doing this right now, how it's unfolding, and exactly how to avoid becoming exit liquidity. Just make sure if you do like this video, you hit that like button and subscribe if this content does interest you. Have you wondered to yourself over the last month or two, hey, my altcoin portfolio is down. Some of my coins aren't moving, and the ones that are, like Zcash, Dash, and even more recently ICP, and some of the smaller coins here that have crept into the top 100, they look far more appealing. Maybe should I sell my altcoins and buy them instead? Now, if you've thought this video is designed for you because this mentality is only going to, I think, get worse from here. I believe the bull run is going to still come. I believe whether it comes in the next 3 months, 6 or 12 months, we're going to have a euphoric blow off top. And that means that we're going to have weeks where altcoins aren't up 50 or 100% as the standout. The standout will be 400 or 500%. Most altcoins will go up 50 to 100% in single weeks, no problem at all. But I must say that is still dependent on the fact that we do have a bull run and very important bull run invalidations like the 1 year moving average you can see here, which right now is testing itself. These things hold up because if they break, there is a chance, not guaranteed, but still a chance that we don't have a bull run, and you guys will be one of the first to know. As a matter of fact, the first people to know are always going to be the guys in the private community, particularly those in level 2 who get my vlogs I do multiple times a week. So if that interests you, of course, I'll leave links down below. And so that's a problem because our brains are wired to believe that we should always be in the thing that is going up. Green is good, red is bad. And that applies for our altcoins. And so when we're seeing some of these coins like Zcash, Dash, and ICP do substantially better than the rest of our altcoin portfolio, we as humans in our DNA believe that we should be in those coins. And what that leads to is us selling our coins, selling the coins that we have conviction in, that we have done our research on, and buying coins that we may know nothing about, but we're buying them because they're up and our coins are down. Don't get it twisted. The market makers, the cabal, not just that, but also the institutions that are now running this market, they know that. And you, being retail, including myself, we are the exit liquidity. We are how the rich get richer, and it's all built on these emotions. Now, in prior cycles, okay, back over here in 2015 and 2019, in this pain region, the bear market area, this is actually where they fabricated these emotions to get us to sell our altcoins low and to make us, emotional, wanting to always buy the coins that move. The reason that's important to them is because when they push the prices up, when eventually we do have an alt season, that is where we are emotional and will likely be buying when they're selling. It's how we are tricked into believing that a coin at an inflated price is somewhat undervalued. Now, in those two prior cycles, this was done and accomplished with what's called confidence-based capitulation, where we had these short, you can see 450 and 270-day periods of pain where we had massive ups and downs. You can see here the total altcoin market cap fell 80% in 2015 and 75% in 2019. Now, what's happening at the moment is because most people in crypto understand that crypto follows a usual 4-year cycle, that, hey, any sort of major up or down swing, be it 80%, 400% up, whatever, all of that is part of the game, and the end result is always the same. Huge gains, so the idea is to just suck it up, princess. There'll be light at the end of the tunnel. Now, of course, when we're talking about this crypto market having like 1.1 billion users in this red line here, which is like 50% more than we had in 2021 and over a 2x of what we had back in the 2017 bull run, when you have that paired with the fact that like over 60% of these people believe that the 4-year cycle is supposed to end in Q4 of 2025, then it makes total sense to me that this old plan, this old pain plan here of, these massive chops and upswings, the confidence-based capitulation, it's not going to work anymore because we all believe that, again, the end result will be the same. So what I believe to be the main reason we've been chopping sideways in a much longer pain period here now for 610 days, and why we aren't seeing as large as drops is because there is a new game being played. There's a new playbook, essentially, with these market makers, institutions, and so on, where this is how they're able to trick us into capitulating. It's why phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 of this chart, which is the animal spirits chart, which again goes into emotions, looks so drawn out right now. We're likely still in a phase 1, which is emotionally beaten. Phase 1 in the previous cycles was far shorter. And that, I think, is by design. Now, why I'm explaining all of this in a video discussing why people are getting wrecked by selling the altcoins that they actually believe in because they're impatient or get FOMO, and buy coins that are pumping, is because it all ties in together. You see, like I said, market makers and the cabal, the institutions now involved thanks to the ETS, they all actually need this to happen. They need you to essentially run out of capital, get desperate, be emotional in order to cause a blow off top. A great example of this is buying the rumor, selling the news. Now, whenever there's an event in any market, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whenever there is a known bullish or bearish event happening on a day, what happens is the market tends to price in that particular event happening, bullish or bearish. When the actual day happens, when the news comes, it usually is the opposite. Like with Ondo here, right? This is a bearish scenario where Ondo over doubled the amount of tokens in circulation back over here. But what happened after the Ondo sell-off is that when this happened, it was a green day, first of all, okay, doubling the supply, and it was a green day. We also came back up to those same highs, and then, of course, the market did go down from there. But ultimately, it was a sell the rumor, essentially buy the news event. Whales love this. They got to buy Ondo for cheap. The opposite with Cardano, with the Alonso upgrade in the prior cycle, right? What happened here was there was smart contracts on Cardano that were announced. So we could finally have an ecosystem on Cardano. And so as a result, ADA pumped at 3x in, less than 2 months. And then on the day of the upgrade and the subsequent 2 weeks, it tanked, almost took out most of the gains of what came. And this is a classic bullish scenario. So that's kind of what I think has happened here in a way, right? In addition to the other macro factors I commonly talk about on this channel. But I do think part of the reason why we haven't experienced anything in this pain has gone on for so long is because the 4-year cycle was somewhat priced in. Everyone getting in prior to around, I think, halfway through this year did believe that the 4-year cycle would play out. Worst comes to worst. I mean, you talk to someone on crypto Twitter in the comments, they even now still believe the 4-year cycle will play out. We'll have a blow off top in December. Okay, it's because it's happened so many times before, like almost to the exact day, the last 2 cycles at least anyway. So the rumor was bought. Everyone, all the 1.1 billion users that got into crypto were buying well before right now in anticipation for this Q4 to be quite bullish, and it obviously hasn't come. Hence, everyone was bullish on October, and the opposite happened. So this is, again, all I'm saying, part of the ways to trick you, to beat you down emotionally. There's a new tactic in place from the prior cycles. Over here, the 4-year cycle pattern, while it was fully understood, people were still a little bit skittish. They didn't fully believe it, at least for the most part. Insiders, they did, of course, but retail wasn't entirely sold until, of course, we broke all-time highs and kept going. But now, everyone believes it, and that's always a problem. A really common question I had recently when we saw Aether start to really make some moves over here was, should I sell my coins that aren't moving, like ICP, for example, or like Render, or like FET, or any other AI coin, and should I just ape into Aether and buy because it's pumping? And you can guess my response to that. It would have been a big no. But ultimately, it's easy to believe that because you can see ICP was moving sideways here. And if you had $10,000 and you sold your ICP and you bought Aether, okay, over here at the same time, then you'd have a 39% gain in the tank. The thing is, of course, when we buy, we're not buying for a 40% gain. Chances are we're buying for multiple. So I'm going to assume most people that actually did this, and generally speaking do this, you're probably going to end up holding your bags if the coin does fall. And in this case, Aether is now sitting at over 50% from buying at this hypothetical. Again, remember, this actually happened. I had the genuine question back then about people wanting to do this. So I know this is a real circumstance. Okay, so at this point, you'd have around $5,000. You've lost half of your $10,000. Now, if you bought ICP like way back over here, chances are you're probably down on that already. So you've lost, you have 10,000, you've lost again, now you have 5,000. Now, of course, if you get FOMO and you want to go back and buy ICP again because you can see ICP's on a 180, then you could potentially be buying another local top here. Or, it might have some more room in the tank, but how do you know that if you're just blindly guessing? So this is a common pattern that happens in the cycles because altcoins move very explosively and we are human, we are greedy, we naturally want to, get to that next tax bracket. So we do want to chase the money, essentially, right? And it's just natural behavior. It's what the whales actually are counting on you doing. One of the ways you can fight the whales and one of the ways you can feel less pressured to always chase the money in crypto is to make sure wherever you're buying or selling your altcoins, particularly if you're an active trader, always in and out of positions, is to make sure that you're trading or buying and selling on one of your affiliate partner exchanges. And the reason I say this is because we genuinely work very hard with these guys to always bring our users, people who support us with our links below, the best possible rewards on the market. Like CoinW, where we have this exclusive sign-up bonus where you can get up to $1,000 if you deposit 7,000 USD, or if you deposit 100 USD, you get 30% back. And Femex, we have giveaways for phones and USDT, and the same here with Bitunix as well. Most of it is just simply signing up, depositing, and getting cash back. Not just that, one of the things we pride ourselves on in the private community is that when you do sign up and support us by using any of these exchanges, in addition to the rewards we have on offer here, we are also offering you guys a whole bunch of rewards up to 11,000 USDT every month. Yes, you heard that right. Now, you can actually get level 0 for free right now if you use the links down below. In level 0, again for free, we have guys like Boris and guys like Andre providing daily updates on possible trades. We have macro analysis from Frankie. We have hot picks, so altcoin gems. We have airdrop guys. We have meme coins. We have altcoin charts. We have a just level-headed community that are here to help you as much as our team of moderators are as well. Not to mention in level 2, you have access to me on a much more personal basis. You can ask me questions and have access to my vlogs. Now, of course, you aren't obliged to come and join, but I do think that once you do and get settled in, you'll be very thankful you did. So again, links are all down below. I'd love to see you in there. But I just wanted to point out the fact that, if you've done your research half correct and you've followed a somewhat Pumpamentals plan, focusing on the narrative, what separates that coin from the rest, the meme, the popularity, right? So does it have good marketing, tokenomics and team? Then chances are you're probably in a decent coin and it eventually will have its time to shine. Like Uniswap back over here in the last cycle, right? This went up, okay, it fell down. Cardano had its all-time high, fell down. Shiba had its all-time high, fell down. And NIA had its all-time high. There was about 300 days or 250 days, I believe, between the high of Uniswap and NIA protocol. And you can actually see way down here at the high of NIA, Uniswap was at a price of $11 versus its all-time high of $40. And back down here, NIA protocol was at $5 when its all-time high was $25 actually. So be careful following the trends. Most people that make money in crypto tend to be the ones that are sitting and patient and not the ones trying to always play the market, because believe you me, the market is always 2 steps ahead. This chart is, I think, a perfect representation of what is happening right now, in my opinion. Okay, it's kind of like this chart that I showed you earlier with altcoins, except now it's looking at altcoins with this overlay from this gentleman over here. Essentially, these are accumulation zones and phases, and it just so happens that this time, this accumulation phase feels different, hurts more, because it's broken many of these stereotypes that we have had in crypto, being the 4-year cycle is impenetrable. I mean, I know people that have friends and family that have told them to sell their crypto because the 4-year cycle was supposed to end in October or is going to end in the next few months. Now, generally speaking, from my experience, when the consensus amongst everyone, call it 60% of the 1.1 billion people, believe the cycle is over, there's a pretty decent chance it's not. And there's something that's making them believe that. And I think I've done a decent job of explaining that in this video. As Miles recently put it in his post here regarding gold, people were lining up outside of gold bullions to buy gold at literal all-time higher prices. Now that is the consensus amongst most people. It's going to keep going up. Generally, the opposite happens, which it did. Gold obviously fell from its highs of roughly $4,400 an ounce. So don't let the market emotionally beat you down to the point where you become exit liquidity on the way to alt season. Like I said, the best thing to do sometimes is just to sit and wait. Now, if you are someone completely panicked and you're like, Kyron, I got to get out of the market, then, you do what you got to do. This isn't financial advice. I'm making these videos based on what I do, and I share my information as transparently as I possibly can. But, I think generally speaking, this is not the end. And I do think 2026 will be a final blow off top for crypto. And I think whatever comes after that is not going to be pretty, but those who are ready and patient can probably capitalize on that. So thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think down below. I'd highly recommend you go and watch my video I made 2 days ago where I interviewed Fefe from the 100X Club and Crypto Banter. He gives his thoughts on what's happening next in the next few months and plenty more. And I think it's very, very valuable for all of my subscribers who tune in here on a regular basis. Thank you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.